Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's challenging level puzzle, and it's called Hot Rod by Ridwan. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell on the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box. We also have digits along thermometers must increase from the bulb end. So, for example, you could have something like, say, 3, 5, 6, 8. And this would be a valid thermometer because it's continuously increasing from the bulb end to the tip. What you could not have is something like 3, 6, 6, 8 because from this 6 to this 6, it's obviously not increasing. And those are all the rules. This is just a simple thermometer. Well, I don't know about simple, but it's a thermometer puzzle, and that's it. Anyways, if you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay. What I like doing on thermometer puzzles is going from the bulb to the tip, looking at the smallest possible number, then going back from the tip to the bulb, looking at the largest possible numbers, and limiting cells by that. So this is at least 1 because that's the minimum. This is at least 2 because it must be greater than that. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 through 9. This is less than 9. 5 through 8. Less than 8. 4 through 7. Less than 7. 3 through 6. 2 through 5. And 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also the same one. So this is 1 through 4, 2 through 5, 3 through 6, 4 through 7, 5 through 8, and 6 through 9. There's only one 5-length thermometer, so this is 1 through 5, 2 through 6, 3 through 7, 4 through 8, and 5 through 9. We have a decent amount of 4-cell thermometers, so it's 1 through 6, 2 through 7, 3 through 8, and 4 through 9. Okay. What else do we have? Uh, hmm. This one specifically is 1 through 7, 2 through 8, or 3 through 9 here. What other restrictions do we have? So 1 has to be one of these. 2 is one of these 4. Oh, where's 1 in row 6? It has to be one of these 2, because this one has a digit smaller than it, this digit has one smaller than it, and so does this. So 1 can only be in one of these 2 spots. Okay. What does that tell us? I'm not particularly certain. One can be one of these 4. One can be one of those 3. So that's in row 6. Row 4, it's one of these 4. Where is 9? So 9 can be in row 6, that's a lot. Hmm. Not sure how to approach this. It's really the geometry of the thermometers that's interesting, right? Mm. Oh, this cannot be 4. Because if this was 4, that would force this to be 3, 2, and 1, and they all see that cell. So this can't be 4. Similarly, I think this can't be 5, right? If this is... Okay, so these 4 cells all see these 2 cells. And if we have 5 here, that would be 4, 3, 2. So you had a 5 here. You'd have 4 other... So you had 4 total digits here, which are 5 or less. And they all see these 2 digits. So that would eliminate 4 of the 5 possibilities here, and these would have to be the same digit. So that's not possible. So this cannot be 5. This could be 3, 2, 1, though. That is potentially possible. Ah, but if this is 3, that forces this to be 2, 1. 1 and 2 in box 4 cannot be here, and they would both have to be here, which is impossible. So this can't be 3 either because of that. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, you could... No. Huh. These 2 digits, assuming they're 1, 2, or 1, 3, or 1, 4 even, or something like that, or 2, 3, or 2, 4. No. Where are these 2 digits in box 4? They obviously can't be here. They can't be here. So one of these 2 cells can be here, but then the other one has to be on this thermometer. So this can never be 2 then, because if this is 2, this is guaranteed to be 1, right? And then where are the 1 and 2 in this box? They can't be here. They can't be here. They both have to be in that cell, which is impossible. So this cannot be 2. And I think you have the same problem with 1, 3 or 2, 3, right? If this is 2, 3, none of these cells here can be those cells. None of these cells can be those cells. So say you had 3 with 1 or 2. That means this is at least 4 or 5, which means 3 and 2 and 1 cannot be here. So this cannot be 3, which means this can't be 4. You could have 1, 4 here, and this being 2, 3. Or 2, 4 here, which this being 1, 3, and then 4 is here. That is possible. You could have both of these cells be here, potentially. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Where are these 2 cells? Well, no, they could just be here. So the reason why this is so restrictive in box 4 is this is all part of this thermometer, right? So this cell, it's not guaranteed to be here, because this could be like 6, 7, and then that could be 7, right? And then you could have 6 like there. That is possible. This cell could be obviously one of those 2 cells there. This is an interesting shape here. So is this. But the problem is that these 2 cells could be there. Oh, interesting. Okay. These two, okay, so this is an interesting shape here. Um, these two cells cannot be obviously these cells, and it can't be this cells. So these two cells are either here or here, right? These two cells cannot be here, can't be here, so they're either here or here. So if these two cells are over here, that means these two cells must be these two cells here. Um, that's interesting. Um, if these two cells are these two cells here, then these two cells have to be those two cells there. Okay. But hmm, the thing is, these like you could have one of each, right? So you could have one like 1 3. No, you could have 1 5 2 4. Hmm. Hmm. You have a similar situation here, right? So these two cells and these two cells, of these two cells, you cannot be here, you cannot be here. So they could be either two here or two here. Same with these. These cells cannot be here or here. So they're either here or one of these two or these cells. Hmm. What does that mean? I'm not really certain. Because you could have one be here again. So this is one here, which matches, say, that one. And then one of these matches one of these. And then the other two are these two. But what does that mean for that? Hmm. 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 Oh, interesting. This digit here cannot be any of these digits, and it can't be here. So this is guaranteed to be one of these two. Okay, does that tell us much? I'm not really certain, but that is interesting. Mm. Oh, that's interesting. So if these two are guaranteed to be here, they can't be here, so they have to be these three cells. If that's the case, so if these two are over here, they're guaranteed one of them has to be here and the other one has to be here. So if these two cells are over here, then this has to be 5, and that makes that 5. Obviously, that makes this 4, 3, 2, and 1. This can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, so that makes this 6. Whoa. That makes that 7, 8, 9. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting here. So we're assuming that these two digits have to be here. That's not possible. Okay, so from that assumption, we know that's not possible. Because the reason is, if these are both here, that means it must match these 3 cells here, right? And it cannot be this one, because these want these, so therefore it must specifically match these two. Therefore, we have to have 5 here and a 5 here. And obviously the 5 would be here. That's actually not possible at all, then. So this cell cannot be here, because if it's, it could be here if it's here. Ooh. It can't be that digit here. The reason is, if it is this digit, if this is 5, then this is 5. This becomes, again, 4, 3, 2, 1, which eliminates 1 through 5 here, so this becomes 6, 7, 8, 9. Then this has to be 6, 7, 8, and that's 9, which obviously we have 2 8s in the box, so that's not allowed. So if the 5, or this digit, has to be either here or it's here and here. This digit can never be, obviously, these two. Can't be here. So this digit has to be one of these 3 also. Okay. This can never be 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, because if it is, that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this cannot be 5, which means this can't be 4. Oh, that's interesting. Can you have 6, 7, 8, and 9? Yes, this could be then 5 if that's the case. So that means, yeah, this cell can never be here anyways. Okay, so yeah, this was an interesting twist because this can never be 5, 6, 7, 8 because that eliminates all possibilities for that cell. So that's the thing there. These two could be the same as these digits here, which means both of these digits are these digits here. Or one of them is here, right? That's interesting. You still could have 6, 7, 8, and 9 here. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So these two digits, again, where are they in row 5? They can't match these two. They can't match any of these because they're in the same box, this because it's lower in the thermometer. So these two digits must be in 2 out of the 3 cells here, guaranteed. Oh, that's interesting. So this digit can never be this digit, because if it were that digit, oh, that's not true. This digit, no, can't be. What does it mean? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, interesting. So I think all of these cells are accounted for, right? Both of these cells are accounted for, definitely. Because these two cells, so say these two cells, say this not accounted for by these four cells. Well, where can they be then? These two cells, say there's one cell that's missing. Only one of them can be here. That means the other one has to be here. But that also means of these two cells, we already have one here. One cell of these is here. The other one has to be here, which means these two are greater than than one of the cells here, which means they cannot be those cells there. Therefore, these cells are guaranteed to have to be in these two cells here. Out of these four cells, you're guaranteed to have two of them here. That is interesting, right? Because again, if one of them's not, say, um, say then the other one is here. If the other one is here, this one of these cells has to be here, which means these cells are greater than this cells. But if these cells can't be here anymore because they're both taken, that means it has to be here, which is less than this, but we know one of these is greater, has to be less than these. So you have a contradiction there if that's the case. So say the one digit here was in one of these spots, and then the other one's not taken. Well, it can't be. These cells can't be here, so one of these cells must be here, which means that cell is less than these. But then where are these two cells? They have to both be here, which is obviously contradiction. So this is guaranteed to be these cells here. So this is guaranteed to be 5 through 9. Well, what does that mean? We have to have 1 and 2 in box 6, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of this box. Also, where's the 1 in box 5? It has to be one of these two. So this cannot be 1 anymore. This is not 1, that's not 2, that's not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. So one of these is guaranteed to be 1. 2 could be any of these 4, though. The remaining digits in box 6 are 3 through 9. Where is this? Well, that's not true. I was thinking, where is this digit, but I think you have something similar here, right? Okay, say these two cells, one of them is not any of these 4. So if that's the case, then you could have... Hold up. Okay, wait. That might not be true. So this assumption might not be true. Hold up. No, no, no. It is true. Okay. Because right, one of these two cells, if they're not both here, that means one of them has to be here, which means one of these cells is greater than this. So these two cells can never be here, right? Because these are greater than these both, but we know one of them is here, being greater than that. So that's not possible. So this has to be 1 through 7 here. We know we have a guaranteed 1 here. So this cannot be 1. So this can't be 1 here either. Yeah, so the shape that's interesting are these, right? Is this with this. And we have a similar idea behind it. So, okay, so for this set, obviously they both cannot be here, because if they're both here, that means they would have to both be here, which is not allowed because these two digits cannot be the same as this, so only one digit would have to be the same as both of these. Therefore, this is one of these digits is guaranteed to be here. And I think both of them have to be guaranteed to be here. Because if they aren't, where can they be? So, say we had one guarantee. Well, no, that's not true. Okay, one of them can be one of these. And then one of these. Okay. Um, so one of them's guaranteed to be here. Oh, no, yeah, it has to guarantee that these digits have to be the guaranteed digits here. So how do we show that? Let's assume that we only have one of these digits here, right? Because we know both of these digits cannot be here, because if they are, they have to be in row 5. They have to be 2 out of these 3 cells, but obviously they can't be because this is 6 through 9, this is 1 through 4. So assume we only had one digit here, and then the other digit is here. The problem with that is we know one of these two digits is here, so it must be less than these digits. Well, where are these digits? Only one can be here because one of them is taken by this. So then one of them has to be here. But we know this digit is smaller than this, which is saying that, which has to be one of these two digits, which must be smaller than that digit that is here. So that's not allowed. So both of these cells have to be here. So then this must be 6 and 7. So this is 6, 7, because this can only be 6 and 7 here. So this is 8 and 9. This can't be 6, 7, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2. This is 1. This has to be an 8, 9 pair here. So this can't be 8. This can't be 7. No 6. No 4 here. This can't be 4. This is an 8, 9 pair, which eliminates 8 and 9 in the rest of the row. This must be 2 and 3. Which leaves this as a 1, 2 pair, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 1, 2. This can't be 2. Where are 1 and 2? They both have to be here. So this cannot be 1 or 2. This can't be 2 or 3. This can't be 3 or 4. No 4 or 5. No 1, 2. No 2, 3. 3, 4. No 4, 5. So this is 1. This has to be 4 or 5 here, and this has to be 4 or 5 here. This is 1 or 2, 1 or 2. We have a 1, 2 pair, so this can't be 1 or 2, so this is 3 or 4. This cannot be 4 because that forces this to be 5, so this is not 4, which means this can't be 3. This can't be 6 here. This can't be 5, so this can't be 6 here. This can't be 6, which means this, and this can't be 7 here. This can't be 6 and 7. This can't be 6. This digit cannot be here because it's 4 or 5, and this can't be 4 or 5. So this is not the blue. We can remove the greens. So this has to be 9. So that's 9. This can no longer be 3, no longer be 2, no longer be 7. This can't be 6 or 7. It's 3 or 5. That means this digit's smaller than it, so it's 2 or 4, I believe, which makes this 1 or 3. We have a 3-5 pair in row 4, which eliminates 3, 5 in the rest of the row, so this can't be 5. At 6, this can't be 5 or 6, so it's 7. This 7 eliminates 7 here. This 6 eliminates 6 here. This eliminates 6 there. So this can't be 5. It can't be 2. This can't be 2 because that would force this to be 1, and that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this can't be 3. This can't be 7. That means this is greater than that, so it can't be 4, can't be 5, can't be 7 because of the 7 in the column. So this is 1 through 5, but obviously can't be 5 because of the 5 in the row. That means we have a guaranteed 5 in one of these cells. We don't have as many similar... Okay, so this can't be 4, because if this is 4, that would be 3, and that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this is not 4. We have guaranteed 1 and 2, so 1 and 2 have to be here, because there's no other place for it. This can't be 3, because of the 3 in the column. Where is the 3 in box 8? It has to be here. So this is 3, which makes that 2, which makes that 1, which makes that 2. That makes that 3. 3 could be either... This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 4, which makes this 5, which makes that 4. So that makes this 5, so this can't be 4 here. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 3, 2, and 1, which 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 1 and 2. This 4 eliminates 4 here. Where is the 4, then, in box 8? It has to be here. Also, we have a 7, 8, 9 triplet in column 5, which eliminates 7, 8, 9 in the rest of the column, so this can't be 7. That's 5, which eliminates 5 here. These can no longer be 4. So this either is 3, 5 here, or this is 3, 5 here. This has to be 4, 8, and 9, because those are the only digits remaining in row 5. This can't be 4 because of the 4 in the column. Okay. Remaining... Okay, this 1 eliminates 1 here. That's interesting. So this can't be 3, no 4, no 5. Because they have to be greater than that. We have a 6, 8, 6, 8 pair in column 4, which eliminates 6 and 8 in the rest of the column. This can't be 8, so this is 9. That leaves the remaining digits as 4 and 5. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 8, which means this can't be 8. So this is 7 and 9. One of these is 3 and 5 here. That means the... Okay. So say this is 3 and 5 here. The problem is that eliminates all possibilities for this cell. So this cannot be the 3, 5. Therefore, this must be the 3, 5 here. That's 3 and 5. They match this. So that means this cannot be 3 or 5. This becomes 6, 7, which matches these two. So this is 6, that's 7, which makes this 9 and 8 here. That makes this 8 and 9 here to be greater than the 6 and 7. And we are left with just 8 and 9. in the rest of column 9, or row 9. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 6. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 4, which makes this 5. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 5 and 4. This is actually very interesting how this turned out. Anyways, where are the 6 and 7 in row 7? Can't be here because they can't be. This 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 1, that's 2. So that eliminates 1 here. Where's the 1 in box 4? It has to be here, so this is 1. 6 and 7 cannot be here because there's 6, 7 in the box, so this must be a 6, 7 pair. This can't be 6 because there's 6 in the column, so that's 7, that's 6, which forces this to be 8. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 9, which makes this 8. So none of these can be 8. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's an 8. Where is the 9 then in column 1? Can't be here because of 9 in the box, so it must be here. That leaves just 2 and 4 remaining in box 7. Cannot be 4 here because it's 4 in the column, so that's 2, that's 4. That leaves 1, 3, 5 here. This can't be 1 or 5 because 1 or 5 in the column, so it's 3. This can't be 1, so it's 5, which makes that 1. Remaining digits in column 3 are 2 and 3. This can't be 2 because 2 in the row. So this is 3, that's 2, that's 3. Where remaining digit here is an 8. Remaining digit in column 1 is 1, 2, and 7. This can't be 1 or 2, so it's 7. This can't be 2, so it's 1, which makes this 2. Remaining digits in column 6 are 1, 7, and 6. This can't be 1 or 7 because of 1 or 7 in the row, so that's 6. This can't be 1, so that's 7, which makes this 1. Remaining digits in row 3. We have 5 and 6. 5 can't be here, so that's 6, which makes that 5. That leaves this digit as a 7. Remaining digits in row 1, we have 3 and 4. 3 can't be here because 3 in the column, so it's 4 and 3. That leaves us as 8 and 9. 4 eliminates 4 here, so it's 9 and 4, which makes this 9 and this an 8. And that's the solution. Yeah, pretty interesting logic behind these thermometer shapes, right? You just have to think about it, I guess, for a little bit to understand that. And then you're limited to where 1 could be after seeing where this could be. So this was interesting too, right? Yeah, it's just like a lot of restrictions, right? So where these could be. So you knew, yeah, you cannot have these 2 digits have to both be along there. That was interesting. I was thinking for a while you could have potentially 1 here and 1 here, but that's not going to work with this having to be one of these 2, right? Then you basically have you'll have a contradiction you'll run into. Huh. Interesting. I enjoyed it because it's like it's an interesting little new facet of like thermometers, right? Especially when they are sort of they could potentially be self-referencing. Well, they have to be self-referencing here, right? So that was the interesting part here is that you had to have 2 like these digits had to either be here or here, and these digits had to be either here or here, right? So that was an interesting aspect. So is this actually. That led to a lot of restrictions here. Specifically, yeah, here. Huh. Anyways, that led to a lot of restrictions, which restricted these parts, which restricted this a lot. So that was helpful. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.